Hi everyone, welcome to Creative Learner. My name is Teza. So Creative Learner is a great place to learn Photoshop, Illustrator, tips and tricks that will be challenges in your workplace. So today I will be teaching you how to create the iPhone UI screen or iPhone mockup in Illustrator. So let's get into Illustrator and let's get started. Okay, now as you can see on my screen, I have a iPhone screenshot that is I took from the Apple, from the Apple website, and then in the camera section. So we have this screenshot. We are creating the new vector illustration for this screenshot. Actually, the more on the realistic thing. Okay, first thing I just drag and open in Illustrator. So that is a very easy. When you got the screenshot, locate your file and then you can simply drag and drop into Illustrator. So that is how we can upload or we can open file in Illustrator. Definitely we will need the right size to do it. So what I will do is I will lock, and I must lock the layer so that when I draw or it will not move, so that we have something like drawing overlay thing. So I will go to the layer panel. This is at the right of my side. If you don't see the layer tab, layer panel, you can go to window menu and then locate the layer. Here is already check mark. So if you don't see the check mark, just double click it. Now it will disappear, and then I click again. There's a layer panel, and then now I will lock. When you lock the layer, there's a so this is a kind of like a very basic Illustrator thing and mixing with some advanced technique, because this is a very first English tutorial for my Creative Learner channel. Please subscribe and follow me on Facebook as well. So this is a mouse icon, and then I will go to here, and when I hover my mouse over the layer in between that, and then there's my cursor change to the poking like your finger, So I will click, and then we got a lock, and then we have locked the layer. So you can't even move or drawing or whatever you do, that layer is not touchable. So I have locked already. So but we need to draw a new illustration, the work area. So what I will do is go to bottom. We have this is what we call the create new layer, and then I click the button, and then we have a layer 2. That will be our drawing area layer, and then now we can start drawing. So first thing what we need to do is we will need a box. So that will be our iPhone size frame. That is what I did is I just go back to my toolbox here. So in toolbox there's many tools, but I am like teaching Illustrator in Myanmar, so I have a few mini courses I taught in Myanmar in Burmese language. But if you are interested, if you want to learn in English of my teaching style and you like it, please let me know in comment. So now here we have this box at the left side. There's a toolbox, and then you locate the box, and then you just click and hold the mouse, and then there will be one panel will be pop up, and then you slightly drag it, and then at the right side there's an arrow thing. So you click and you let go of your mouse, and then we will see the new toolbox panel appear. So that is easily we can drag. Let's say I want to right now, if I don't have this panel, so I click the rectangle, and let's say I want to draw an ellipse. If you are studying Illustrator, you need to ellipse, and you don't know where it is. So what we can do is you can click and hold it, and then bring the mouse cursor, do not let it go, and then now your cursor is on the right side bar, and then you let it go, and then the box will appear. So the panel with the toolbox. So I have it. So I click the rectangle tool, and then I will simply just in Illustrator, whatever you select the tool, you can just click and drag. So that is how Illustrator works. So I will just simply select the box, and then I will drag, and then click and drag. So do not let it go. If you let it go also, we can simply just get back to corner and we can continue our drawing. So like this, I will do that. So like so, and I have it. So I have the frame, I already get it, but right now I can see the bottom layer of my iPhone. So what I will do is we have in Illustrator there's a fill and stroke. So every object, so it is similar to Photoshop. There is whenever we draw an object, we have this fill and stroke. So I will whenever I want to remove the fill or stroke, there's too many ways you can do the removing the stroke and fill, but very simple things in the toolbox, same thing. So we can zoom into here. This is a fill, this is a stroke. So let's say the white color full boxes, this is a fill, that very obvious, and here's a stroke, just a black stroke line is here. So already when you hover your mouse, you can see the text label here as well. When you're using the mouse and then you just like pointed the icon that you wanted, and then you click and highlight, that will be like highlighting and selecting our fill and stroke. So now I click on the fill box, and then now fill box is highlighted, my object is selected, and then I will do the click on the red slash bar, bang, and then I have it, my fill is gone, and there's a remaining stroke, and then I can see my iPhone layer. This is I will go through every step because that will be my introduction English tutorial, and also that is my how to use Illustrator if you don't really know, or you are really beginning the Illustrator software. So now we got it, the fill is gone, so I have a stroke, my iPhone is appear. Okay, so now we have this curve thing at the corner, so every corner we need to curve. In Illustrator, in the later version from I believe in CS6, so there's we call widget. The widget is at the corner. You can see the red circle here. You locate your mouse over the widget button, and you can just simply click and drag. So that is we are highlighting, selecting the widget button, and do not let your mouse go, and then just click and drag whatever the size you happy. This is not very exactly thing. What we can do is okay, if after drawing you can see that there's a gap, I want to readjust anytime I want, so I just can simply drag and drop here like this, and then at the bottom is very accurate, so I will just simply create my curve anytime I want. So this is what I will create a box like this, and then I have it, and then this is what the iPhone frame, we got it. So I will simply just, this thing will be move aside because we will be replicating this iPhone into Illustrator vector. So I got the frame, and then in Illustrator we can draw the vector illustration in too many ways. We can use many techniques, but today I want to show you using the appearance tab. If you don't see the appearance tab, you can go to window, and then you click on the appearance, and then it will appear the appearance tab here. So the technique we are doing is we have a stroke, and then I will overlay stroke after stroke, fill after fill, so meaning like a fill over fill, stroke over fill over stroke. So that technique will be creating there, because the iPhone, the inside thing is we will think of it later, but the corner, the frame is you can see that there's too many lines, like the stroke over stroke. So but we cannot do this way, because what I mean is let's say we are simply thinking that okay, I have this stroke, and then I will copy. In Illustrator we can place Command F, and then we are thinking like using the Option and Shift hold, and then you can drag. But this thing we are not offsetting the same side, top, left, and bottom, because you can see that it's not accurate sizing in Illustrator. So this is not the way to do the next stroke to appear. So that's why I'm saying that we are using the appearance tab. So that is what I will create in appearance tab. The appearance tab, the walking style is similar to layer. Whatever you stack upon, like let's say here's a stroke 1, it's like a layer. If I click at the bottom, the new selected item, it will appear and stack upon or over after stroke, stroke after stroke. If I want it fill after fill, that is just click and you can get the drawing and started. So I will delete it back, because that is just how we can use the appearance tab. So I will delete it, I will select it. If I want to select multiple, I just hold the shift, and then I can delete in the keyboard, or I can delete here the trash icon button here. So gone. So we have it. So now we know how is the appearance tab is working. So right now we have get closer to the zoom into our iPhone. We have a black stroke at the outside. After that we have white line, and then after that we have dark gray, and then we have a black line, and then there's one like a lighter gray in the in between and in fill. So we will catch all the color in our screenshot. So how we can do is this, what I mean is we are creating the new swatches, new palettes, new color, so that we will not miss the exact same color in our screenshot. So go to the rectangle tool again, and then you just, here we will draw one box like this. This doesn't matter, you can hold shift or you can draw anyhow box. So that will be our color sample. And then now we selected the stroke only, and then we will move to fill. So what we can do is you in keyboard shortcut is a shift and X, so that will be stroke invert to fill. So that is a keyboard shortcut, so you can just simply press the shift and X, and then we are like stroke to fill, we are converting. And then I got this black box, but what I went is we are picking the color in iPhone screenshot. So I can press the I or go back to toolbox here. So locate the eyedropper and then select the eyedropper, and you can go to iPhone, and whatever color you want, you just, after you selected the eyedropper tool, you can just click and point the color you want to pick. So we have this box is selected, and then I selected the eyedropper tool, and then go back to your image or whatever. Here you can see, let's say here is in Illustrator we have a gray area board, and then I click eyedropper tool, that is catching my color from there. If I'm using the eyedropper tool, and then wherever I click, here's a red color, black color, yellow color, whatever color, you just click and catch the color. This is the way how it works in Illustrator. And then okay, let's get it back to the boxes I draw, and then I will choose in keyboard shortcut is I will go back to the iPhone, and then locate whatever color you want. So the outside black and inside black is I believe there's a same, so I will click the inside black and catch the color. So that is my first color swatch. I got it. And then the next swatch we need is I will press option and then hold shift. So shift is just we are duplicating without pressing the shift, will be run anyhow, but when we hold the shift, so that will be duplicating the swatch. So that is we got a new swatch, and then I will choose my eyedropper tool. Now is I need here's a white color, so zoom in closely, and then zoom in is in Illustrator you can hold space and then comment button. That will be whatever tool you are selected right now. Here let's say there's a move tool, let's say there's an eyedropper tool, but I will press space and plus comment button. That will change to my zoom tool, and Illustrator change to my zone tool. So that zoom will be, I can simply click. If I want to zoom out, I will not let go the pressing the space bar and the comment button, and then I will edit the option button. So because I'm using the Mac, I'm using iMac, so I'm talking about the option, the comment. If you're using the PC, you have to comment equal to control, and the option will be alter. So I will press on space, comment, plus sign. I can click, there will be zoom in. If I want to zoom out, I just added one more key button, option key, and then there will be the option button, and I got it zoom out. So that is how easy. If I let go of the option and comment button and holding the space bar, that will be change my tool to hand tool. So hand tool will be I can press and hold and left right moving thing. So that is just a tip for the how to use the Illustrator. So I got it. So now I have to go back to my zooming thing. So just I show you, and the space and comment, and then click, and then that will be zoom, and then I will catch my gray, this color here. So I have got the box I draw here, so that is my gray color. So let's say I want a white. Actually the white is we can simply catch from white here, but let me show you, like this is like a small tutorial. I will show you how to pick the color exactly. So I have an eyedropper tool selected, and then I point my cursor in the white color, click it, and then I got it. So here is my white color, exactly the same in my iPhone screenshot. Okay, let's continue, and then I have it the three color swatches, and then I will continue a little bit slightly darker gray. So I will get my selecting my swatch box, and then press option key, and then you can like copy the new swatch box. I'm calling this swatch boxes. Later we are going to create this boxes into swatches. So that's why I'm like saying swatches. But you might be thinking that in Illustrator, go to menu, window menu. Sorry, we go to window menu and then you click on the swatches button here. So I click on the swatches, it will appear the swatches panel. So that's why this inside the panel, I will be dragging every one of the boxes into these swatches, and then Illustrator will create my custom and my personal swatches. So that's why I'm saying the color swatches for my boxes. Now let's continue. I will select the eyedropper tool and then pick the slightly darker gray here. So I got it, all the color, and then you can see that there's one more yellow here. So inside it, so I will copy this box and then I will just simply click option or alter, and then you choose your eyedropper tool and then pick the color you want. And then I got a yellow. Let's say I want to get the red color as well. I can just duplicate my box and then choose the eyedropper tool and locate the red color. Red is we can zoom in here, but I think the red is quite similar from here. So I will just simply click the red color here. So now we have all the colors like we pick and we selected. Now we are converting all these boxes into our default palette, custom palette swatches. So what I will do is in swatch panel right now we have too many color swatches. That is not my my preferred color, or that is wrong color. Actually they are default color that will not be included in our screenshot. So what I will do is I can select here. I will just point your cursor into white color and then press shift, and then you can the last color swatch you just click, holding shift and click, that will be selected all the color swatches, the existing color swatches. And then what we can do is you can delete here at the bottom the trash icon at delete swatches button, and then click it, then boom, you are deleting all the default swatches that is not using in our drawing. So now we have it, our custom. How we will create the palette in Illustrator is it is very simple. So you just select your object and then you can just simply click and drag into our swatch panel, and then just boom, that is so how easy to create the swatches in Illustrator. And then I click here, drag it, and then the black color, click and drag it, white color, click and drag it, and then the gray color, click and drag it, and then the black color, click and drag it. Now I have created everything in my custom swatches. Go back to my frame that is that I've drawn earlier. So I have drawn earlier, that is what my frame it is. And then I select an object and then click my black, so that will be converting all the color that have it in stroke and then change it to my color. Let's say I select on the yellow color. Whenever I select an object, if the object is created my color in swatch tab, so it will highlight. Let's say I am in black color right now, so nothing object is selected. I select my iPhone object and then bam, it will highlighted my yellow swatch tab. So that is how I can locate what color I am selected. So I have it yellow stroke. Now I got it, and let's say I will get back to my black. Okay, now we will do is there's you look closer and you can see that there's a white line, gray line, and then the a very black line, and then after that the slightly darker gray is in fill. So I will using the tab, and then how we can create is go back to your appearance tab and you select your object, and then after stroking we can add one more stroke in appearance tab. So very simple. Just now I show you, select your stroke, and then at the bottom you can create duplicate selected item and you just click it, and then now we have one more stroke is duplicated. Right now the stroke width and stroke color is the same, that's why we are not seeing anything. Let's say I will be, to make it obvious, I will click, let's say red, and then now you can see that when I click to the space area here, so the object is now there's the indicator box is drawing. So I will click and remove this thing, and then anywhere you click, that transform box will be gone. So I click it. Now we are seeing that in appearance tab we have a stroke at the bottom and red color at the top, but we are not seeing the black color. But I want to see the red and black instead of the only seeing the red. So what I will do is I will select my object, and then I will bring down my red, the stroke in the appearance panel, and then I will bring it down. So now here, making thicker stroke will be appear because it's like you are maybe something is at your background and then the background make it bigger, it will appear. So right now it's the same stroke width, and then I will increase my stroke width, and then I will see the red color. So now you are seeing like that. So that is how now we are creating the one more stroke. Very simple, easy. Now the red color is overseeding. What we can do is click on the stroke text. So here I will zoom in closely. This stroke, there's a dashes underline. So I will click on that, and then I will see there's one more panel drop off. And then here, what we can do is add the align stroke. There's a text, and we have a three options. So align stroke will be right now is at the center. If I go back to align stroke to inside, that will be what I want. I mean, I have the black will be my outside, and then my red will be inside. So what I did is go to stroke and then click on the inside align stroke. That is what I got it. If you want it, let's say you have a different like drawing option or other design, you can like choose other option. But right now I will choose the inside. So I have the what I'm drawing is a white color inside. So I got it. And then now I have right now it's a red color, but I can simply change the color to white. So go back to my swatch tab, and then I choose my white color, click and select. So now we got it, but the button is also the background is white, we can see clearly. So what I will do is you create a new layer here, go back to layer panel, and then click a new layer, and then use the rectangle box. So there's I selected my rectangle tool, and then here will be my box. And then now we have a stroke fill, and then click on here, or you can shift X in keyboard, shift and X, and then that will be my color, and I will make it that will be slightly darker color. Let's say I will click on the same thing in my drawing board, and then bring down the layer at the bottom. So that will be creating my background. Like previously that is a white background, now I change the color to dark gray so that I can see what we draw, and then I will log it. That is simply I can click here and then get lock the layer. Now we created the stroke, but that white stroke is not big, so I mean like we will make it smaller again. So what I will do is I will make it smaller, the stroke here, and go back to select my object. Without selecting my object, whatever you change here, it will not appear. Let's say I added one more stroke, but when I select my object, that all the appearance tab, the existing its appearance will be come back. Without selecting, do not change anything, and it doesn't change to my object. So what first thing I need to select my object, and then go to my appearance tab, and then now the stroke I need to stroke width need to be smaller. So I can just here's a stroke tab. So there's a 10 point, and then you can increase or decrease the stroke width, and then I will decrease it. That will be really thin stroke, and then let's say I will put it white, or maybe 1 or 2. So that will be my stroke here appear. After white stroke, we will be same technique. I will be adding one more darker gray, like a blue gray stroke in my iPhone. So what I can do the same thing. I select my white stroke, and then it is highlighted, and then at the bottom like a duplicate the stroke, and then I have one more stroke duplicated. That will be at the bottom or at the up. I mean you can select anything, but this technique is we are drawing the stroke after stroke going inside. So what I will do is at the bottom one, I select the bottom stroke, and then I will increase the stroke width to let's say 4 or maybe 5. But now it's a color is the stroke color is white. I will change to the darker gray. So when I click on the darker gray in my swatch panel, so I got it. So now my stroke is appear, and then like very similar to our screenshot iPhone. Okay, I got it. After that we have one more stroke that is a black. So what I will do is select my object. So I think I will make it a little bit bigger of my darker gray. So I will increase to 6. So that will be more like because that is not exactly thin, but I will be how to draw in Illustrator. So my tutorial is intention of how you can create easily the iPhone into Illustrator. So I got it, I select it, and then I have this appearance tab. Now I will draw in one more stroke for black. So I highlight it and select it. I will click new duplicate button, and then I will be selecting the bottom layer stroke, and then change my color to black. and then now I got a black color. So this black is now same stroke width. I can simply click. So first thing you need to do is this stroke must be going inside. If you're not going inside, what you can do, just now I show you that, go back to your control panel and then click on stroke. Here you must do this align stroke to this one to inside. So align stroke to inside, you must select it. If you are going to center, that will not be the same technique I'm using, so you must click that is inside, and then we will be the same like drawing, like I'm drawing right now. So I got it. So I have a black and then one more fill. So now we are not adding one more stroke color, because we simply adding the fill will be, our drawing will be complete. So what I will do is now I will select my object. Right now I am not adding one more stroke because we don't need it. Just simply there's a little slightly darker color is filling every area. So now we can go back to, right now is a fill is none, but I will change it to my darker gray color. Boom, now we have it. So it is very simple, very easy, very fast. So I just drew a simple vector, the iPhone screen. Command Y or Control Y in Illustrator, that will go back to our outline view. That is in view menu, and then this is what I'm doing there. Command Y, that is a shortcut. So we are seeing the shape, this path. Now you can see the Command Y again. We can see the only one shape, one path, and then creating the My iPhone screen UI. That is how we can use Appearance tab. And then it is very like even we convert to the file in PNG, JPEG, that will be very small size. And then also the drawing technique is very fast. So you are not doing anything much. Just now I say that in earlier, let's say you are drawing a box and then you copied it, and then let's say I will be, this box will be, I will copy this thing and then Command C, Command F. If I like squeezing everything in scale, in proportionally, but it will not go same proportional, because there is a gap. You can see that at the top and bottom it is like bigger space, and then left right is not equally proportional. So we can't do, and we can't use that way of the technique. So right now I'm showing you is the Appearance tab. That is a very simple, also very accurate, very like there's no like a gap or bigger left and right or bigger top and bottom. So how we draw that simple illustration in Illustrator. So we got it. Okay, let's continue with the screen, the screen area. Let's say there's we shoot a camera, so I will, let's say I want it very exactly size, so I will overlay on my screenshot, and then like that, and then I will drag, and at the bottom just like click and drag. Now it's like fill and stroke is our, this automatically it is getting, so I don't want the stroke color, and then I want the fill color to be white, so I will like highlighting my like a fill swatch here. After that, if not, you can click here also in swatch tab, you can click the stroke tab or the fill box. So any box you can click and highlight. After highlighted, you can select your color here. So now without stroke, we have a simple white fill box. Click on the widget, click and drag inside, so you will get the the round corner every side. So that is very a good feature in Illustrator. So now I have it, so I added it, so I got it. So now I boxes and draw that. So one, I will move to my iPhone, the right side of my illustration, and then I will select both objects. Now let's say I have this alignment in the center is tough. Let's say we have too many alignment, and Illustrator is the good thing is you can align very accurately. So the technique is like that. Okay, let's say you have two objects here, and then I will select my iPhone, and then I select my white box. So these two objects is selected, and then I can make a key selection here. Two objects are selected. Do not let go anything and click anywhere. Do not click it because it will disappear our selection. So selecting, you can click and drag like that. After that, you click again on our object that is making a key selection. So I will click on my iPhone. Now key selection is activated, and then what I can do is go to the top control menu, and then here you have full control for, let's say I want to left align or right align or at the top align or maybe at the bottom center. That is what we can do. So now what we need is I will control Z, And then what we need to do is we just want the center alignment. The top alignment is we have done. So I just now I just clicking, dragging, holding the shift. So that top is aligned. But left, right, I need to align. So same thing, key selection activated. And then I go to top control panel and then I click horizontally align center. So I got it center. Now boom, that is what we can align very accurately. And then you can press the command Y or puff thing, and then you can double check that. You can hold the select the object, and then you can press holding the option and drag to the side. That will be exactly gap what we are having. So right now that is accurate. Let's continue. So we have this screen and the iPhone is almost done, but that is a very first tutorial. I will try my best to make it short. So let's say I want to add the one more camera, okay, at the top. So I will, that is a very simple drawing and camera. Also same thing, using the rectangle tool, and then I will draw a simple box here. So that will be same color. Let's say I can choose the swatches from my swatch panel color, or I can simply go back to my eyedropper tool and I can just pick any color while I am drawing. That is the other technique that like we can use simply, but creating the like fill and stroke in here will be much easier to changing our color in our swatches. So I will right now I will choose, let's say I will choose the black here. So that is a camera. So I want to make it center, and I will key selection activated, center it, and then I have this black camera here. I will align to top. Previously we know that the rounding all the corner, let's say we want to make it curve every corner. So you already know that from the widget you select your object and you just click and drag the object. But now left top and the right top, we don't want it curve, we want the straight, because here there is no curving at the bottom. So we only need the bottom to be curved. So what I can do is Control Z or Command Z. So when we selected the object, go back to toolbox, and this is a direct selection tool. You have to choose the direct selection tool. If I move my mouse cursor onto my node, and then the node will be like a red dot is bigger, and then I click it, meaning that is activated, and then the bottom one I need it, and then press shift and then I click it. Now two bottom nodes are selected and highlighted right now, and then what I can do is now is I can simply here the widget, so it will be bottom widget will be curved, so the top corner will not be curved. That is how we can do the curving, like custom curving, or it's not going over or around side. So that is what we can do, the button curving. So I got it. So I got the camera shape thing, but this drawing is not very accurate, but I am showing you how to use the tools and techniques and all the widgets, and now you are like this. The tutorial is for very beginner, and also I believe that there is you can like move to the next advanced technique as well. So I got the box here, I draw, but this is too big, so I can simply like here now the curve will not change, because the curve you draw here will be stick whatever curve. You think that if I squeeze it, my curve will be distort, but in Illustrator it will not. It will maintain our curve whenever we squeeze the size. So I can just bring down my size. Let's say I want to make it the same exactly size, I can come back to here, drag it, and then make it the same size. Then let's say I need this side to be, and then left and right to be bigger, and then I will just simply click and drag. Whenever the object you want to move or transform, I can select my object and then go back to any of one node, just drag and click and drag. So you can click and drag at the top, left, and then bottom, whatever size you need it. So we got it. The camera shape is the drone, and then I will select the iPhone, and then I select again to my camera thing, and then make a key selection and align, and then I will move this camera tab to the top. So we got it, and then look closely and zoom in a little bit, and then I got it. So the camera section is done. But the lens, let's draw a lens here. So you can see that the lens is there will be a gray thing and then reflection lens. So how we can draw is we will simply now is you can see that there's a circle. So in the toolbox we have this circle ellipse tool, shortcut is L, and then I will press L and then select the ellipse tool, and I can simply click and drag drawing in Illustrator. So if you want the very like a square or like a very like left, right, top, bottom, like an equal proportional ellipse or a circle, and then you can just hold the keyboard shortcut just shift and then select any of two, and then let's say there's a circle, and then I can holding shift and click and drag. That will be the proportional. You got the circle that is even all sides. So I got it. So I got the circle and I will make it smaller a bit. So that will be my gray color. I select my object choosing my eyedropper tool, and then go to my one of the gray color here, and then I highlighted it. So now I got the gray thing. So that is what the gray color here. So that is let's say until now I didn't get it. So right now it's a fill and stroke is activated. You can see that in my swatch tab there is a stroke is also included. I will press stroke none because I don't need a stroke. So that's why my stroke is too thick and then I'm not seeing the color correctly. So I got it, and then this fill will be my slightly darker gray. I got it, and then I will make it smaller, but right now we can make it smaller later. I will draw. Sometimes if things are too small in Illustrator, you can handling, and this will be a little bit sticky or tough, so we can make it a little bit bigger for the first thing, and then after that we can make it smaller when we finish our drawing. So I will get this. Now we will add the lens here. So how we can add lens in Illustrator is very simple. This is the same stroke, same circle. I will copy. In Illustrator, what we can do is copy and paste is very easy. Let's say I want to copy same thing. This is a circle here. I want to copy one more circle exactly in the same place, but we are not using the fill or stroke here. But what we can do is you select the object and then Command C. That is a copy. That's the same thing. And then Command F. Command F is in edit menu. That is what I'm saying here. Copy, Command C. But you want to paste in the same place. Is we can use the paste in back or paste in front. So right now I will paste in front here. That you can check in the edit menu. There is a shortcut here. Command F, and then I press it. So Command C, Command F. I got the new circle duplicated. So I will be just make it slightly smaller. So I got one more circle here. So this circle will be here we forget to take the lens color here. So I can simply choose my tool, and then I will select my eyedropper tool and select my color here. Let's say blue color. So I got the blue color circle, but we don't want the blue like a lens. This is not lens accurate. So we want the like a stroke shape thing. So we will draw the similar lens using the stroke width. In Illustrator, I already told that there's you press Shift X, that will be convert to stroke. Okay, now I have drawn a new stroke that will be creating the lens effect. So the Illustrator, there's too many ways. You can use your pen tool here at the left toolbox. You choose pen tool, and then we have a pen tool. We can draw any shape we want. So let's say we want like this lens thing. We can draw using the pen tool. But let's say I don't want to use the pen tool to draw my lens effect, but I want to like duplicate my lens and making the stroke similar, because that will be more accurate, like following stroke path and creating the lens. So how we can create in Illustrator, this is a complete closed path and circle, but I want to break it to pieces. So what I can do is here, every node you can, using the direct selection tool, you can highlight one of the node, and then you click and select, and then you can delete that node, and then bam, you are deleting, making a half circle thing. Now I need one more circle to be deleted here. So one more node I delete it. So now I have like a quarter, like a stroke path. That is making like a dividing our circle into 4 parts, and then I got it, the quarter of the stroke. Now I can create that stroke into the lens effect. So in Illustrator, one more tool we have is a stroke width tool. That is in the toolbox we have this tool. Width tool is we can simply select the tool and go back to our stroke, and then like point your cursor over any of the places you want to make it big, and then just when you got your selection and your point, you just click and drag from that node. So that will be making big or smaller stroke. That is not a fill, that is only stroke. We call it making stroke thicker, customer like we are custom thick or custom smaller stroke. We can use this width tool to create the thicker stroke. So I got it, this stroke is selected. Now we are creating the thicker stroke at the top, but the bottom is remain our slightly thinner stroke in this like length effect. So that is so when we use the stroke width tool, that will be more easier to draw this kind of effect. So I got it, but you can see that the top end, like every top is a very sharp cutting, and then we are not seeing the like a curvy or there is no rounded like angle. So how I can create the round angle is in stroke. So we have a stroke option just now. I told you like a aligning stroke in and out. So same thing, we will go back to this control menu and then click on stroke. We have this cap and corner thing that is making our stroke very like a sharp, or we can make it curved thing. So in cap option, I can choose the round cap. So choosing the round cap, bam, I got it. So here I have a clicking on my stroke and then choosing the round cap is already finished my drawing. That is how we can create simply the rounded stroke in our Illustrator using the stroke width tool and then making our stroke to round cap. That is, we got it very accurate. That is following our stroke path, and then we got one more. We got the reflection thing, and then but this is not just a solid blue color. We want like a gradient thing. So in Illustrator again, creating the gradient is very simple. Let's say I want to create one gradient color, but right now I don't have a gradient to select in my swatch palette. Originally we have, let's say I have a new document, go back to file, and then I create a new document, create a new document. In Illustrator, default is they have a swatch palette, and there's including pattern, and then here's this is what we call pattern, and this is what we call the gradient, and then there's a solid palette and swatches. We have it. That is creating a new document. Illustrator is giving us a default color, so we have a solid color, pattern, and then gradient. But right now we need the blue and like maybe similar gray, the lens effect, but I have no gradient selection that I can make here. So now in Illustrator, what we can do the other way is we can copy from any like a sample gradient from here. So I just created the new gradient here, and then I can Command C, copy the gradient. That will not be the color I want, but I want the sample gradient effect. So like a sample gradient, swatch I'm copy, and then now you can see that when I paste my object here, you can see in my swatch panel, added one more like a gradient swatch in my panel. Okay, when we finish like pasting our gradient swatch here, already added one gradient swatch into our swatch panel. And then, but the color we want is not the black and white. What we want is, let's say black and white. If I select my object here, the lens effect, and then I change, now is you can see that in Illustrator, fill and stroke, whatever object we can choose any color, maybe gradient. Right now is my swatch is like highlighting the fill box. So I went in stroke color, so I will highlight my stroke box. Now stroke is highlighted, and then I will choose my gradient color here. But the color is not black and white. What we want is blue and green, or something like similar to our reflection. So in changing color in gradient is very easy. Illustrator, we have a gradient panel like appearance tab, like a swatch panel. In layer panel in Illustrator, we have a gradient panel. That is go to window menu, and then you can see that gradient you look for. Actually in window menu, there is all the like panels are like stacked in alphabetically. Let's say you are gradient, so start with G, and then you can go to here, locate A, B, C, D, and now after F you have a gradient. That is also how easy to find out our thing. And then even shortcut, there's a F9, but I will click gradient, and then boom, I have a gradient tab activated. So I will bring my gradient tab here, like holding my mouse and dragging into a little bit near to our tab. Now the color, a gradient tab is appear. I can change the color here, whatever I want. Changing the color is at the bottom. You can see that the slider here. Now this is a white color, this is a black color. So I can simply click and highlight the color I want. Let's say on the black side, I will click on the circle thing, click, and then this thing is highlighted. But how I can change to blue? First click is it will be highlighted, and then double click will be like a color tab will be appear. So after double click, you see this like a slider, red, green, blue RGB slider, and then now we can change simply our slider moving to our desired color, simply like that. And then now I got the like a blue or like whatever effect you want. But on the white, move my cursor to the white circle, double click it, and then my white circle activated, and then we can simply just click the slider whatever color we want, a little bit greener thing. So we got it like this. Let's say I want a very green or very darker thing. That's it. We can choose the slider any color we want, and then now we change the gradient stroke to our desired color. So that is how we can easily create a gradient stroke or gradient fill in Illustrator. We got it. So this black, the gradient thing, we don't want it. I will delete the object, and then we have this circle and lens effect. We got it, but only one side we got it. But how we can flip to this thing into, let's say we go back to our screen here. So that is how this is making left and right. So how we can create that thing is now I have the left side, we got it, but flipping the left side and creating the right side. So I will select my object. So that will be in Illustrator we have a flipping tool as well, and then go back to our toolbox. You can here right now the tools are hidden because in Illustrator make it things easier. So let's say you don't see any tool, so but you must know what tools are inside. In Illustrator tools are hidden. So if you see the at the bottom the like a arrow thing here, meaning some of the tools are hidden. So you can like find it if you are looking for other tools, you don't see it, and then you just click and hold it, and then there will be the hidden tools will be appear. So let's say, but now I know it, so I will go to rotate tool right now, click and hold it. There's a hidden reflect tool. So if you don't know it, you can see that what tools are in Illustrator, and let me know if you want to know more about the tools in Illustrator. So I click and hold my tool, and now I select it, and now my reflect tool is one more panel appear, and then I can simply here you can, this is a reflect tool, select the tool, and then in Illustrator you can just click and hold and reflect it. But now what we can do is you can double click on the tool itself, and then I can double click on the tool box, and then it will appear one more the option box here. So yeah, many options that we can flip vertically, horizontally, and even angle we can do. But right now we want is like let's say we don't know and we're not sure, we can preview it. So you just click and preview. Okay, that is what we want or not. Okay, that is what we want, or maybe horizontal, that is what we want. Okay, we got it. Maybe vertical, let's try. And then also we need a duplicate, one more copy of it, and then at the bottom I can click copy, and then now it will copy and duplicate our thing. So we got it, and then we can simply holding by our lens effect similar to here. Maybe right now the stroke is not the other way. I can go back to flipping tool, and then aligning my tool here, whatever option I wanted, creating one more again, click OK, and we got it. Our lens effect is here, align, and then I can simply aligning our stroke here. So what I will do is making stroke much similar to it. Now we got it. Maybe getting inside, you can move a little bit inside, just click and drag inside, and we got it. So that will be how we are creating lens. Let's say I want to make it this thing into smaller thing. I can everything I will select, just drag and select everything, shift hold, and then clicking like click and drag to smaller pieces. Now we have done the creating the stroke. Now let's say I want the stroke, thicker stroke in my illustration. I can simply select my stroke here, and then go back to my stroke option, and then I can click increase my stroke here. So now we have whatever stroke you want, just simply increase the stroke width, and we got it. Okay, so we have done the drawing the stroke here, reflection, and we got it. And then I can, let's say sometimes you are moving things really small, and let's say I am moving a little bit, but it is like a sticking or snapping in my drawing. That is because of the go to view menu and then snapping to pixel. So that is what the Illustrator is snapping our object. So I can uncheck that snap to pixel, and then I will uncheck it, and then now I can simply drag and drop anywhere I want very easily. I got it. Let's say I'm changing it a little bit slightly. So that is how I finish my lens effect. So because I'm explaining you and drawing things at the same time, it takes longer than we think. But actually it is very simple, fast and easy drawing the Illustrator. So the whole thing I will select it and then I will group it because so that I can, like whenever I scale or select, it will be the same group. So in Illustrator, grouping is very simple. Select the object, go to object, and then object menu. Under that we have a Command G or group, so we can group it easily. And then I will move my lens to here, make it a little bit bigger. So we got it. That is our lenses created. So now we have it. So let's say the flash button and everything. I think it will be very long tutorials. To make it short, I will create only the bottom one. So with the lens we have done, maybe the flash button is not. Even the circle here, we can create the yellow, the arrow, drop down arrow here as well. So let's say I want to create the yellow drop down arrow. I will select my ellipse tool. Same thing, I will click and drag my ellipse tool, and then the color, we don't want the fill, so sorry, we don't want a stroke. And then I will highlight my fill box, and then fill my, fill will be darker gray. Here, if I want the exact color from here, I can select my eyedropper tool and select my color. I got it, same color here. So I will be creating this circle like a drop down button here, and then I will click and make it small a little bit. So that is how we are creating here, and then I will make it like so, and I got it. And then making the arrows, too many ways we can draw in Illustrator, but the simple ways, I will create a rectangle box, and then my fill will be Shift X, converting into stroke. The stroke color will be yellow, so I will highlight my stroke color and selecting the yellow swatch in my swatch panel, and then I got it, the yellow box. But converting this into holding shift, and then you just simply like converting this thing. Right now it's not a square. I will draw again. So when I select the rectangle tool, holding shift will be square, and then selecting my color, and then I will be holding shift again and like a diamond shape, and then I can like selecting using the direct selection tool, and I can select every node, whatever node I want, and then I select it and then delete it. Boom, we are done, and we have the down arrow is draw. We are finished, and then I can simply like locate and align the arrow inside the circle. Also, we can use the same technique to alignment too. But before that, I will be make it a little thicker stroke here. So that is too thick. Now I will make it one stroke here. So making the center of the arrow into the circle, so I will select two objects, making a key selection here, and then I will align here. So you can see that the alignment is already accurate, and then I will a little bit like holding the shift and option, that will be staying the same. And then again, if there's not align, I will be making key selection again, making alignment again. Now we get it, we done the like a drop down arrow thing, we have it. So there's too many things to draw, but now as an introduction, so you know that how to use the rectangle tool, and then also how to use the ellipse tool and appearance tabs, how we can stack. And I will draw the last thing at the bottom. So that will be go to my circle here. I have this circle, and then that will be my white circle. So now highlighting the stroke, I will fill stroke none, highlight the fill box, and then fill the white. So I have a circle like a camera button, but this thing need to align to my iPhone, and then I select my frame, make a key selection, so and then I choose the center alignment. So that is how I created very simply my button. And then inside we have one like a black, like those kind of stroke. So I can simply copy, and then I want to paste in the same place but at the top. So I am choosing Command C, Command F. So I paste it. I will create this thing without fill, only stroke will be black. So till the black, and then I can simply bring it down. Now we have a stroke created, but this stroke a little bit thinner. I can simply make it thick stroke that I can choose. So I got it. But right now you can see that my fill and stroke is activated. I will fill my fill to none, and then my stroke will be like a stroke. But actually this is going to our let me go back. So that is should be in the top. So that is a stroke we want. Make it a little bit thicker. So I will be in a stroke width. You can like making thicker stroke is using the appearance tab or in the control menu, whatever you want. Just like highlight your object, select it, go to your this thing, highlight, and then on the appearance tab you can drop down arrow, choosing like a up or down arrow, and then you increase your stroke width. Okay, we got it. So let's say in the last thing that I want to show you is that let's say I want to import my picture, maybe any picture, and then importing in Illustrator. I want to show you, if you don't know how to import the picture in Illustrator, it is very easy. So let's say if you're using the Mac, go to Finder, or you can go to Explorer in PC and then locate your picture, any picture. Let's say I have it in the desktop. Let's say I have this drawing here, and then I can simply locate my picture and drag and drop. Same thing to my iPhone screenshot thing, and then I can bring to drop here. I will drop it. So when I get the image is a drag and drop, and now we are placing at the top, but I want it inside my white box. So in Illustrator we call clipping marks, like if you know Photoshop, there is a clipping marks. So in Illustrator, how you can do the clipping marks, you must move your object that you want to clip at the bottom. So meaning I will command X, that is moving my object, and then I select my object, that is what I want to be clipped. So my picture will be the bottom, or maybe at the bottom at the behind of my white box. So I have moved my picture, select my white box, and then I can press in keyboard is a command B. Just now I show you in the edit menu. Paste in back is a command B, and then click the command B, paste in back, and then boom, we have our picture is like pasted at the back. And then now the layer must be at the back, and then our clipping, the shape will be at the front. And then we got it front and back, and then I will select both object, and then in Illustrator clipping marks, go to object menu, and then you go to here at the bottom, make clipping marks command 7, or like clipping marks. So in keyboard shortcut is a command 7. Now we got it. Simply I just click my picture into my white box, and now we are done with some of the UI button and our iPhone. And then let's say I want to adjust our alignment of the picture. Moving this thing, selecting using the move tool, is it will be moving everything, but what you want is only picture you want to move. So how you can do is choosing the direct selection tool, and then you highlight your picture here. If I select the highlight, that will be box will appear, and then I select simply, and then I can like drop down arrow in keyboard. I can like simply locate. If I want to scale it, I can scale it using the direct selection tool, and you can move everything whatever you want. Wow, now we have completed our iPhone in Illustrator. So there is some buttons are needed. If I have a time, or maybe you want to know the tutorial adding more button, please let me know in comment. But I will stop the tutorial right now in here. So let's say we want to go back to our tutorials. I started using the tool. There's a rectangle tool here, and then I drawing the iPhone shape, and then using the appearance tab, and then I just added stroke after stroke, so front and bottom, and then front and back. So I just added more stroke at front, and then getting inside, and all the stroke are aligned, and a very simple drawing. After that, I fill my darker gray here, and I added all the lens effect using the gradient, and then I added my arrow button here using the very simple technique using the Ellipse Tool, and I used the clip tool in Illustrator. Just now I show you the importing my JPEG file into Illustrator, and then I clip my image into the screen, and then I added my like a camera button here. So that is how we draw the iPhone right now, the existing the button and UI screen in Illustrator. Let me know in comment if you want to know more, or adding more UI if you want to know. And also please subscribe and support in my Creative Learner YouTube channel. I need your support so that I can share more tutorial tips and tricks for Illustrator. And also please follow me on Facebook page Creative Learner, or maybe Facebook/Learn More Creative. Please like and follow my posts. Currently I am making more tutorials in Burmese because I am a Burmese Myanmar, so I will be creating more tutorial in English in the future. So please let me know that in comments as well. Okay, thank you for watching this tutorial.